You've got £40,000 to spend on a four-wheel drive hot hatch, so of course you should have one of these, a new VW Golf R. It's fast, practical, great to drive, and more fun at the limit than the last one.
That's all well and good, but isn't a Golf R just a bit obvious? Couldn't your £40,000 four-wheel drive hot hatch budget be better spent elsewhere? Like one of these. This isn't just any Toyota GR Yaris. This is a GR Yaris with the circuit pack that's been tuned by Litchfield. It's got 300 horsepower, it's got manually adjustable nitron coilovers, and it's got new seats that are mounted much, much lower than the too high originals. And you can have a GR Yaris exactly like this one for less than the price of a basic Golf R.
Question is then, what's the best four-wheel drive hot hatch you can buy for £40,000? Is it the new Golf R with its 320 horsepower 2-litre turbo engine, DSG box, sensible 5-door body and classy cabin? It starts at £39,295. Or is it the tuned Rally Homologation Special with its bespoke body shell, tiny rear seats, ripping 3-pot turbo engine, manual box and trick 4-wheel drive system? A fully loaded GR Yaris with the circuit pack costs £34,130, but with Litchfield's complete tuning package, including an engine map to lift power to 300 horsepower, nitron coilover suspension, which lowers the ride height by 40mm, and Corbeau seats, which sit, again, 40mm lower than the standard chairs, you're looking at £39,000, just less than the Golf R. Although this particular Golf R has the performance pack, which means it costs £2,000 more than a basic version, and it has a drift mode, plus a special Nürburgring setting. It also has a higher top speed at 168 miles per hour, 19-inch wheels, and a bigger rear spoiler.
We'll start in the Golf R because it is the obvious car at this money. We have already reviewed this car on its own, and I've already said that I think it's pretty fantastic, actually. It's not better than the previous Golf R in every single way. I think it feels a little bit heavier on its toes. I don't think it steers quite as crisply as the last one, but it's still massively fast. It's still got so much stability when you're clipping along, great traction. It's got bundles of performance. But what's new about this one is that it's more exciting to drive when you really get up it. That's the big step forward they've taken with this latest model. What this Golf R does so well is to combine everyday comfort and usability and practicality with a level of sort of fun and excitement that you just didn't get with the previous Golf R. As long as you've got the adaptive dampers, you can have a really lovely plush ride, and then you've got this very modern, spacious cabin. You've got a practical car generally, so it's comfortable, it's refined. It would be effortless to live with day to day, and yet, if you stick it into race mode or Nürburgring mode, it becomes really exciting to drive, much more so than the last one. You really feel that on the way into a corner. It's much more eager to tuck its nose in. It's the more neutral car. And when you're powering away from a corner, you feel that torque vectoring differential in the rear axle driving you away from the bend. You also have bundles of confidence in this thing because it's got such stability, grip and traction. But crucially, you can feel the grip, you can feel the stability. The moment you turn into a fast sweeping bend, the car just takes a set and you just feel, you sense how much grip there is to lean on. It's so natural in that way. I love it. I've already mentioned the Nürburgring mode. Now this car has the performance pack, so along with that mode, it's also got a drift mode. And therefore, this is a Golf R that will do little power slides. So it's a more fun Golf R than the last one. But today, the bigger question is whether or not this Golf R is more fun than that Litchfield GR Yaris. Let's talk about the upgrades on this little GR Yaris. So it's got new engine management software with 300 horsepower. And that, in a car this size and weight, feels like loads. This thing really flies along. It does feel quicker, more accelerative than that Golf. Those nitron coilovers lower the car by about 40 millimeters, and they give it the kind of blend of ride and body control that you'd expect from a Porsche GT car. It feels so similar to something like a 911 GT3. Tense at low speed, but with a bit more speed, the ride levels out beautifully and it becomes super composed. And you've got ironclad body control as well. It helps make this little Toyota feel both massively agile and so stable. When you're really clipping along, it's so secure. It means your confidence is through the roof. And on these standard Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres, the grip is out of this world. It just holds on so hard. I think the upgrade that makes the biggest difference is these seats. Litchfield has taken out the standard chairs, which are mounted too high, and put in these Corbeau seats. They sit more than 40 mil lower. That makes such a difference. The driving position is now way better. You sit much lower. You have a much better view out because your view is no longer impeded by the rear view mirror. And it's not just that you sit lower, it's that you address the car in a totally different way. The steering wheel is now exactly where you want it to be. The gear lever feels like it's right there. It's such an improvement. If I had a GR Yaris and I was modifying it, the first thing I would do is take out the seats and put a pair of these in. With all these upgrades, this car is frighteningly quick along the road. It's so much faster than the Golf. It really is. Faster than the standard car, of course. I don't think there's anything out there, brand new, sub £40,000, that's this fast. Honestly, it's as quick as a 911 Carrera S. It really is. It's got bucket loads of grip. It just feels like it will never run out of grip. If I have one reservation about the GR Yaris still, it's that it's not a fun going slowly kind of car. It's absolutely not like that. Really, it's from the same school of thought as the Nissan GTR or a 911 Turbo. It wants to get you along the road as quickly as it can. I know that seems like a daft thing to say about a little 3-cylinder hot hatch, but it's absolutely true. It just means that you have to be prepared to drive flipping hard on the road for it to become really exciting. But when you do, whew, this thing is sensational. Of course, if you want a more practical kind of four-wheel drive hot hatch, and if you want a very flashy high-spec cabin, you're going to need the Golf R. But in terms of driving fun, there's no contest.
Judged purely as driving machines then, the Litchfield GR Yaris is leaps and bounds ahead. It's where I would spend my £40,000 four-wheel drive hot hatch budget every single time. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the PistonHeads YouTube channel.